A brand for a company is like a reputation for a person. You earn a reputation by trying to do hard things well. Be a yardstick of quality. Some people aren't used to an environment where excellence is expected. Remembering that you are going to die is the best way I know to avoid the trap of thinking you have something to lose. You are already naked. There is no reason not to follow your heart. Sometimes when you innovate, you make mistakes. It is best to admit them quickly, and get on with improving your other innovations. My favorite things in life don't cost any money. It's really clear that the most precious resource we all have is time. The only way to do great work is to love what you do. If you haven't found it yet, keep looking. Don't settle. That's been one of my mantras: focus and simplicity. Simple can be harder than complex. You have to work hard to get your thinking clean to make it simple. But it's worth it in the end, because once you get there, you can move mountains. Being the richest man in the cemetery doesn't matter to me. Going to bed at night saying we've done something wonderful, that's what matters to me. Design is not just what it looks like and feels like. Design is how it works. Innovation distinguishes between a leader and a follower. Technology is nothing. What's important is that you have a faith in people, that they're basically good and smart, and if you give them tools, they'll do wonderful things with them. If you haven't found it yet, keep looking. Don't settle. As with all matters of the heart, you'll know when you find it. And, like any great relationship, it just gets better and better as the years roll on. It's not the tools that you have faith in. Tools are just tools. They work, or they don't work. It's people you have faith in or not. Yeah, sure, I'm still optimistic. I mean, I get pessimistic sometimes, but not for long. Everyone here has the sense that right now is one of those moments when we're influencing the future. If you're gonna make connections which are innovative, you have to not have the same bag of experiences as everyone else does. Our goal is to make the best devices in the world, not to be the biggest. The system is that there is no system. That doesn't mean we don't have process. Apple is a very disciplined company, and we have great processes. But that's not what it's about. Process makes you more efficient. I have a great respect for incremental improvement, and I've done that sort of thing in my life, but I've always been attracted to the more revolutionary changes. The reason that Apple is able to create products like the iPad is because we've always tried to be at the intersection of technology and the liberal arts. For you to sleep well at night, the aesthetic, the quality, has to be carried all the way through. I'm an optimist in the sense that I believe humans are noble and honorable, and some of them are really smart. I have a very optimistic view of individuals. We don't get a chance to do that many things, and everyone should be really excellent. Because this is our life. Life is brief, and then you die, you know? So this is what we've chosen to do with our life. You can't just ask customers what they want and then try to give that to them. By the time you get it built, they'll want something new. To turn really interesting ideas and fledgling technologies into a company that can continue to innovate for years, it requires a lot of disciplines. A lot of companies have chosen to downsize, and maybe that was the right thing for them. We chose a different path. Our belief was that if we kept putting great products in front of customers, they would continue to open their wallets. I think money is a wonderful thing because it enables you to do things. It enables you to invest in ideas that don't have a short-term payback. I was lucky, I found what I love to do early in life. Woz and I started Apple in my parents' garage when I was 20. We worked hard, and in 10 years, Apple had grown from just the two of us in a garage into a $2 billion company with over 4,000 employees. My model for business is the Beatles. They were four guys that kept each other's negative tendencies in check, they balanced each other. And the total was greater than the sum of the parts. You'll see more and more perfection of that, computer as servant. But the next thing is going to be computer as a guide or agent. Innovation has nothing to do with how many R&D dollars you have. When Apple came up with the Mac, IBM was spending at least 100 times more on R&D. It's not about money. It's about the people you have, how you're led, and how much you get it. What is Apple, after all? Apple is about people who think outside the box, people who want to use computers to help them change the world, to help them create things that make a difference, and not just to get a job done. What we want to do is make a leapfrog product that is way smarter than any mobile device has ever been, and super easy to use. This is what iPhone is. Okay? So, we're going to reinvent the phone. But Apple really beats to a different drummer. I used to say that Apple should be the Sony of this business, but in reality, I think Apple should be the Apple of this business. But innovation comes from people meeting up in the hallways or calling each other at 10:30 at night with a new idea, or because they realized something that shoots holes in how we've been thinking about a problem. Each year has been so robust with problems and successes and learning experiences and human experience that a year is a lifetime at Apple. So this has been 10 lifetimes. Computers are like a bicycle for the mind. The heaviness of being successful was replaced by the lightness of being a beginner again. The ones who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do. I'd been rejected, but I was still in love, so I decided to start over. Stephen Paul Jobs, or Steve Jobs, was an American entrepreneur, industrial designer, media proprietor, and investor. He was the co-founder, chairman, and CEO of Apple, the chairman and majority shareholder of Pixar,